Hare Krishna. So we'll first quickly start with the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So welcome you all. So we are in age of Kali Yuga. So this time itself is very unfortunate because always we are disturbed. Just now I was coming because I was at home. So suddenly power cut happened and the mobile network also not there. So I had to come rushing some other place. But Krishna is there, so he arranged nicely. So in Bhagavatam itself, it is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.10 that prayana alpayushaha sabhya kala asmin yuge janaha mandaha sumand matayo mand bhagya hai upadruta. So Shukdev Goswami says, O learned one, in this iron age of Kali, men almost always have but short lives. They are always quarrelsome, always lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, they are always disturbed. But even after having so many faults in Kali Yuga, Shukdev Goswami says that one good quality of Kali Yuga is there. So what is that? That is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam 12th canto, chapter 3rd and 51 shloka. That is, you all know this shloka. Kaler dosh nidhe rajan asti hi eko mahan guna kirtanad eva krishnasya mukta sangam param brajet. Oh my dear king, although this Kali Yuga is a fault, ocean of faults, but still there is a good quality about this age. And what is that good quality? That simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, one can become free from the material bondage and be promoted to the transcendental kingdom. And we can estimate our fortune in this sense also that there are 84 lakh species of life. Out of them, only 4 lakh species are of human being. And we have got chance to take birth in the human beings. And in human being also, we have taken birth in India, where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is none other than the combined incarnation of Radha and Krishna, appeared just 540 years ago. And he gave us the highest thing, the love of Godhead. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in his Sikshashtakam, he also mentions in the second verse that Nam Nam Akari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktish Tatrarpita Niyamita Smarne Nakalaha Etadrishi Tav Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdevam Idrisham Ihajani Nanuragha. He says, O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living being. And thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you have enabled us to easily approach you by your holy name. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. So this is the problem. I do not know who's this on whom it is applicable, but at least it is applicable on me. Even after chanting for so many years, still that attraction for holy name is not developed. In one lecture, His Holiness Satchidanand Maharaj, Swami Maharaj, he mentions that if we want to understand the more advanced course to attain to develop more Krishna, to develop more attraction toward the holy name, then the best way is to follow the two books of Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj. The two books are named as one is Harinam Chintamani and the second book is Bhajan Rahasya. So basically, in short intro is like Harinam Chintamani contains the essentials of chanting and offenses, while the Bhajan Rahasya, it elaborates on the practical process of this chanting process. So I have not gone through those books. So Much detail I don't know, but Maharaj quotes something from these books, so that I will take later. So Srila Rupa Goswami, he has composed a very nice composition which is called as Shri Krishna Namashtakam. Just like we have Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Shikshashtakam, 8 stanzas are there. So similarly, Rupa Goswami also, he has composed very nice for the to educate us in the glorification of holy name. He has composed Shri Krishna Namashtakam. So in the 8th stanza of that Shri Krishna Namashtakam, Srila Rupa Goswami writes as follow: नारद विनोद जीवन सुधर्मी निर्यास माधुरी पुरा त्वम कृष्ण नाम कामम स्फुरा में रसने रसेन सदा. So what Rupa Goswami says here: O Krishna Nam, O inspiration of Narada's Veena, you are full of sweetness, which is like an ocean full of wave of nectar. If you wish, please appear constantly on my tongue, along with the transcendental affection for the Lord. So here Srila Rupa Goswami is glorifying holy name because if we want blessings from someone, we first have to glorify, then beg for the blessings. So this is the most important teaching because we cannot make holy name as our subordinate. We cannot hijack the holy name. We cannot control the holy name. It is not that when we want, we will be able to chant holy name. So then what is the scenario? Because this holy name is purely spiritual and our body is material, our tongue is material. So we, with our own potency, are not able to chant the spiritual Maha Mantra, holy name, with our material tongue by our own will. So how this will happen? It is only possible by the sweet will of holy name itself, that it can appear on your tongue. So this is the takings from this discussion. This is very important taking. We can note this, that only by the sweet will of holy name it can appear on our tongue. We cannot control. We cannot say that, okay, today I want to do chanting, I will do attentive chanting. That is not possible by our own control because holy name is not subordinate to us. That is purely spiritual. So you must also have experience that sometime before chanting, we pray to Lord very nicely and we try to chant prayerful mood. Then that day your chanting experience is totally different. Why? Because the holy name has accepted your prayers and very mercifully he has accepted to appear on your tongue. And that time when you're chanting, you feel the divine blissful experience. That happens with all the devotees, either first time or sometime, but you must have experienced this experience. But Rup Goswami further motivates that if a person is not able to chant offenselessly, it is not that he should give up the chanting, because how a person will attain the stage of offenseless chanting? By chanting only. So every time when we are chanting, we must try to chant offenselessly, but we should not give up the chanting. Why? Because even the offensive chanting is going on, that chanting, keep on chanting, 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 will have effect such that uh, it will start diminishing the offenses and it will start gradually uh, it will give you, it will make you to attract towards the holy names more and more. So this Krishna Namastakama is the greatest treasure for all those who chant the holy name of Lord, because it educates them about the glories of the holy name. If we further go, there is discussion between Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the residents of Kulina village. So this village is very special village because this village was very much dear to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why? Because it is mentioned that all the residents of this village are pure devotees. Even Lord Chaitanya, when he was meeting Uh, two names are mentioned here: Satyaraj Khan and Ramanand Vasu. Actually, this Satyaraj Khan also from Vasu family, because that time the Muslim ruler were there. So this is converted name. So Satyaraj Khan and Ramanand Vasu, they were discussing with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, "What to speak of you? Even the dog of your village is very dear to me." So he used to sometimes embrace also the residents of that village. So there in that village, this discussion between Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Satyaraj Khan and Ramanand Vasu was going on. So they were asking Lord Chaitanya, ki what is the best way to advance on a spiritual path? Their question was, what is the best way to advance on the spiritual path? So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives answer as follow. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that the best way to advance on a spiritual path is without cessation, you should chant the holy name of Krishna. You should serve Krishna and you should serve the devotees of Krishna. So, three things Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentions: that without stopping, continuously you have to chant the holy name of Krishna, you have to serve Krishna, and you have to serve the devotees of Krishna. This is the best way to advance on the spiritual path. Further, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells about the results of chanting. He speaks one shloka. It is mentioned in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, 15th chapter, 109 shloka number. That is Anusanga Phale Kare Samsarer Chaya Chitta Akarshiya Karaye Krishna Premodaya. This Krishna Premodaya, this is very special. So the translation goes like this: by chanting the holy name of Lord, one dissolves his entanglement in the material activities. So this is the first result, that by chanting the holy name of Lord, we start detaching from the material bondage, material activities. Our attraction for the material things start diminishing. After this, one becomes very much attracted to Krishna. And the third is, and thus the dormant love for Krishna is awakened. So this is the result of chanting holy name, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentions. So how does this goes? First stage is we become detachful with the material thing, dissolves the entangle in material activities. Second, we one become very much attracted to Krishna. And third thing is the dormant love for Krishna is awakened. So these three things Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentions. And there is no doubt in this, because it is the verdict of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In material world, one may promise something that will not keep the promise, but because this is the statement of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so this has to be there. This will definitely be occur. So if one chants nicely, so gradually, the dormant love for Krishna will definitely awaken. If we go to our basic book, which we call as Nectar of Instruction, Srila Rupa Goswami, from verse number 1 to 11, he gives us so many teachings, so many, we can say, advice. But in the eighth shloka, he gives the essence of all the advices. And how the eighth shloka goes is like, Tan naam roop charitadi sukirtananu smrtyo kramen rasana manasi niyojya तिष्ठन ब्रजे तद अनुरागी जनानुगामी कालम नयेद अखिलम इति उपदेश सारम. Iti Updesh Saram. Saram means essence. So the translation goes like this: the essence of all advice is that one should utilize one's full time, 24 hours a day, in nicely chanting and remembering the Lord's divine name, transcendental form, qualities, and eternal pastimes, thereby gradually engaging one's tongue and mind. So in this way, we should reside in the Vraja, Golok Vrindavan Dham, and serve Krishna under the guidance of devotees. One should follow in the footsteps of Lord's beloved devotees who are deeply attached to his devotional service. So why this is the essence? Because if we see, this covers everything. First, we are engaging our tongue. tongue means it is a bodily part. So we are engaging our body in the service of Krishna, in chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. Then remembering the qualities, remembering the eternal pastimes. So that means we are engaging our mind also. And at last, Rupa Goswami says that to follow the footsteps of Lord's beloved devotees who are deeply attached to his devotional service. So those devotees who are deeply attached to the service of Lord Krishna, we should always try to associate with them because their mood will be imbibed in us. So that is very important thing. So same thing, His Holiness Satyanarayana Swami Maharaj, they quote from this Harinam Chintamani that one important point from Harinam Chintamani, which is very important to chant holy name offenselessly, is Shraddha. This Shraddha is the strong faith. It is not the initial faith. This is Shraddha. So, because this Shraddha is very important, if we see without faith, there is no surrender to Krishna. Without Shraddha, one cannot commit anything, no commitment to the holy name. Today he will be interested, tomorrow he may not be interested to chant the holy name. And without Shraddha, a devotee cannot sustain in the spiritual life. Because this mind is such a demon, it will give so many allurements that without strong faith, the devotee cannot sustain in the spiritual life. So now this question arises ki how this strong faith can be developed. The answer is very simple. We have to simply live with the person who are having strong faith in the holy name. We should always try to hear the glories of holy name. We should always try to follow the instructions of, as mentioned by Srila Rupa Goswami, we should always try to follow the footsteps of Lord's beloved devotees who are deeply attached to his devotional service. How this is helpful? By a very nice example, we see that just like a newborn baby, it does not matter where he is taking or she is taking birth, but after some time, wherever he or she took birth, he or she will uh, become take the culture of that same family. So let's suppose if a boy takes birth in America, then after a certain years of time, he will be having the American culture, the language, the accent, everything. And if the same boy takes birth in Russia, after a certain number of time, that same boy will be having the qualities of Russian people. He will speak Russian language, culture of follow the culture of Russian. So similarly, if we also just like a newborn always associate with the devotees who is having strong faith in the chanting of the holy name, strong attachment for the service of Lord Krishna, then we also gradually will become similar to the pure devotees with whom we used to associate. So there are some glorification of the holy name. So this holy name is not material. As we know, there is one song also by Narottam Das Thakur that Golokera Prema Dhana Hariname Sankirtana. So in that song, Narottam Das Thakur says that this Krishna consciousness movement, this Sankirtana movement is nothing material. It is directly imported from the spiritual kingdom known as Golok Vrindavan Dham. So Golokera Premadhana. But as per the today's condition, he says one more thing that if somebody is taking poison unknowingly, there is excuse. But if somebody takes poison knowingly, then it is called as suicidal. So he says that I have committed suicide simply by not worshipping Radha and Krishna in this human form of life. This is their humbleness only, but they are pure devotees. For teaching us, they are saying like that because they know in the people in the Kali Yuga, they will be having this thing. They will definitely be committing their spiritual suicide by not worshipping Radha and Krishna, by not engaging nicely in the Harinam Sankirtana, which is directly coming imported by the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from the spiritual world. More glorification of holy name is there. We see that we are advised to chant holy name very attentively. But holy name is so powerful that if even a person chants unknowingly, I will read the shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam. It is from 6th canto, 2nd verse, 2nd chapter, 14th verse. Very famous shloka we have. Sanketyam parihasyam va stobam helanam eva va vaikunthanam grahanam asheshagaharam vidhu. So the translation goes like this. One who chants the holy name of Lord is immediately freed from the reactions of unlimited sins. But how he chants? Even if he chants indirectly to indicate something else, joking, for musical entertainment, or even neglectfully, this is accepted by all the learned scholars of the scriptures. So we can see how the effect of holy name is there. If simply by indirectly one gets so much profit, so by attentive chanting, how much profit we will be getting? By attentive chanting, we will get the love of Krishna. That is certain, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned the result of mentioned the result of doing the japa. So third stage is to attain the love of Godhead. And one more shloka, next shloka from 15th shloka from there, that patitaha स्खलितो भग्नः संदष्टः तपा आहतः हरिर इति अवश्नेनाः पुमानार्हति यातनः. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. This is very means sometime devotees ask this question. So translation goes like this: if one chants the holy name of Hari and then dies because of an accidental misfortune, such as falling from the top of a house, slipping and suffering broken bones while traveling on the road, being bitten by the serpent, being afflicted with pain and high fever, or being injured by a weapon, one is immediately absolved from having to enter the hellish life, even though he is sinful. So these are the shloka which are given to motivate us to chant more offenselessly, because if by even offensive chanting also this much can happen, so we can think what will happen if we chant the offense, if we chant offenselessly. And last shloka is like nama chintamani krishna chaitanya ras vigraha purna shuddha nitya mukto abhinatvan nama namino. This holy name is non different from Krishna himself. Now from our two real incidents from life of our acharyas, which shows that a sincere devotee who chants offenselessly is all powerful. In one sense, actually, all the pure devotees, they possess all the mystic powers. They are all powerful. Why? Because they are always connected to the supreme powerhouse. They are always connected to the supreme powerhouse, Lord Shri Krishna. So there is one incident from the life of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur Maharaj. This I think most of us have heard sometime. So this incidents go like this. When Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj he was young, so his father Bhakti Vinod Thakur, they mostly used to take him to the holy place visit in Bengal. So once they arrived to one village, so that time it was very late in the night. So the villagers they told that you can stay in this house. So in the morning, the villagers asked Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj, ki, were you able to sleep properly in that house? So Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj says, yes, and thank you very much. So villagers were surprised. Ki, how could you sleep nicely? That house was haunted by a Brahma Rakshas. We had no other place to give you, so we allowed you to stay there. But no one can sleep there peacefully because they will always disturb from the there will be always disturbance from the ghost. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur then replied, okay, yes, yes. That ghost came and tried to disturb us. But I chanted the Hare Krishna Mahamantra very loudly. So as a result of that, not only did that ghost go away, but I can assure you that he will not trouble anyone else anymore. So there then the villagers, they were astonished. They asked Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj, ki, how could you send him away by chanting Hare Krishna mantra? He was a priest here in this village and always chanted Hare Krishna throughout his life and worshipped deities. But he was not so nice in his behavior. So this we should read, we should hear this thing again. He was a priest there in the village and he always chanted Hare Krishna mantra throughout his life and worshipped the deities. But he was not so nice in his behavior. So how then did he become a ghost and how was it that your chanting has sent him away? So villagers are asking this. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj explains that the priest chanting has been no actual chanting. Why? Because sinful people make a show of chanting with the intention of acquiring wealth and reputation. Such so-called chanting is only cheating. It is not actually chanting. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj further quotes Jagadananda and Prema Vivarta. So he says, those who are not in the association of bona fide devotees, those who are strictly following their instructions, not strictly following their instructions, cannot actually chant the holy names, even though they may externally vibrate the sound Hare Krishna. But that is not the same name of Krishna. The name of Krishna is non different from Krishna. It is completely pure and spiritual. Krishna name does not allow himself to be hijacked by materialists. So this man never actually chanted the Hare Krishna mantra even once in his life. And on the contrary, because he was a sinful person who always wanted to use the holy name for sense gratification. So because of this great offense of taking Krishna's name to cheat people, he became a ghost. I mentioned this not for scaring you, just to show that this also happened in the past. And one more incident from the life of our Acharya, one more Acharya, Narottam Das Thakur. This is only to show the bhakti ki shakti, because sometimes we are also inspired by these things. We want some magic in bhakti. So our all acharyas, they are all powerful. They have all the mystic powers. Why? Because they are dependent upon the Lord, cent percent. So in this uh, second incident in the life of Narottam Das Thakur, so in summarize, I will do. So there was a king. His name was Harichandra Rai. He was born in a very high Brahmana caste, but because of bad association, he became a dacoit, just like a demon. So for any small benefit, he was ready to kill even the Vaishnavas, old people, ladies, and even the kids. He was not caring to kill them. So because of this bad karmic reaction, what happened one day? A Brahmana ghost haunted him. Now he was suffering the agony. He was in the great terrible pain. He was not able to tolerate that pain. So his father tried everything. He goes to medicine man, priest, tantra, mantra, mystic yogis, everything. But there was no solution. So one great thing was this Harichandra Rai. He was a great devotee of goddess Durga or Kali, I think. Durga, I think. So he was a devotee to such extent that Goddess Durga personally told him that you can only be cured by the mercy of Narottam Das Thakur. So Narottam Das Thakur, with the permission of Chaitanya sorry. Narottam Das Thakur, with the permission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, accepts to cure him. But what he does not do any other mystic things. He simply chants one time with full love, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And he orders the Brahma Rakshas that on the name of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I am ordering you to quit the body of Hari Chandra Rai. And immediately that ghost leaves the body. And because of this incident, that Hari Chandra Rai fell to the lotus feet of Narottama Das Thakur and accepts him as his spiritual master. So we see how powerful our acharyas are and what they are doing. They have the holy name as the treasure. They are the most absorbed in the holy name. So what are the takeaway from this discussion? So first we understood in summary that the only by the sweet will of holy name we can chant offenselessly. So we should not try to hijack holy name. When we are chanting, we should pray to holy name. Oh holy name, I have no qualification to chant. Please mercifully appear on my tongue so that I can chant offenselessly. Second thing is, without strong faith, it is very difficult to chant offenselessly. It is very difficult to fulfill all the commitments, and it is very difficult to sustain in the Krishna consciousness. So, how we can increase our strong faith? That is possible by associating with the people who are having the strong faith. One example is given of a green papaya and yellow papaya. Just like if you want to ripen a green papaya, you simply keep that green papaya into the bunch of yellow papaya. Then after some day, automatically they will ripen. So similarly, we are at present in the tender stage. So when we keep associating in the ripened with the Hari name devotees, then that nectar of holy name will also come to us also. Okay, because the time is approaching, so I will try to stop here only. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for such a wonderful talk. It's really nice. You have given a lot of
I
scriptural references and highlighted the very important points that improves our chanting. And yeah, so one point I like this: the only way to get faith is to associate with the pure devotees who have that faith. So that green
yes.
papaya, yellow papaya example also very nice actually.
So
Just by
actually, this
associating.
sorry, Prabhuji. Actually, most of the points I took it from the Heart of Holy Name series of His Holiness Sachidananda Swami Maharaj. So some points I took from there. So you can also watch the full episode on YouTube also if you want. The Heart of Holy Name lecture series there.
Yeah,
Yes, Prabhuji.
sure, Prabhuji. Yeah. Very nice, Prabhuji. Wonderful lecture.
No,
And
Prabhu, it is nothing from my side. I have no qualification. I simply copied.
but
And
you presented very nicely, Prabhuji, systematically.
thank you so much,
So
Prabhu.
yeah, yeah.
If any
So
offense from my side, I beg forgiveness for that because first time I'm doing. So always I pray and please bless me so that I can advance more and more.
yeah, Prabhuji. So now we'll take some questions, Prabhuji.
Yeah, means those if I am able, definitely I will answer on the spot. If not, then I will post in the means some group.
So devotees can unmute themselves if they have any questions. Shobita Mataji. Thanks, Prabhuji, for giving so many references as well as
Thank you,
instances
Madam.
about Harinam and Satsang. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Let's wait for one more minute. Yeah. Sudha Kumar Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanush Pranam. I really like the point about how the holy name won't appear on our tongue unless we have the mercy of the holy name. We can't command the holy name. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, this is Rupa Goswami says this.
And before we chant the holy names, having a prayerful mode. So that also helps, Prabhuji. You said
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
if you pray and do the chanting, you feel blissful. Yes. Practically, I
Yeah.
also observed that. Yeah.
Yes, yes, Prabhu. Devotees, so many devotees must have this experience.
So nice. And you also highlighted that serving the devotee is also helpful actually to get the taste of holy.
Yes.
Associate with them, serving Krishna. naturally
Yeah,
we
Chaitanya
can.
Mahaprabhu says 3 points how to advance more on a spiritual path.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Looks like there
Thank
are
you,
no other
Guruji, for
questions. Yeah.
giving.
Thanks for your
Yes,
time.
yes, yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Hare Krishna. His Grace
Thank you
Maha
so much,
Pavan
Guru.
Prabhuji ki
जय
jai.
Jai
Yeah,
Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji.
Hare
Dandavat
Krishna,
Pranam.
Dhanat Pranam, dear devotees.
Hare
Thank you for
Krishna,
giving me this opportunity.
thank you.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji,
Krishna,
Dandavat
Dhanat
Pranam.
Pranam. Hare Krishna, Dhanat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.